morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We're looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support, resistance, pivot levels. It is Thursday the 17th of December. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar in the hourly candlesticks after yesterday's breakout to record highs. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid a slide through the pivot at 26.93. Let's take a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 22.069. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from 21,500 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect resistance at 22,000 to cap any upside on the day. In the event of a breakout, got the second major resistance level at 22,820 and resistance at 23,000 to pin Bitcoin back on the day. Failure to move through the pivot, we'll bring the first major support level at 19,943 into play. Barring a crypto meltdown, Bitcoin should stay clear of sub 19,500 levels. Second major support level sits at 18,567. Looking at the MACD, we've got a slight narrowing of the bullish histograms, but nothing indicative of a bearish day ahead, so need to keep an eye on that. On the EMAs, we're seeing the 50 pull away from the 100 and the 200 further, supporting upside through the morning. So key through the early part of the day would be to avoid a fall through that pivot level and break out from yesterday's high 21,444 through to 21,500 levels to then bring resistance levels into play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid a fall through the pivot at 619.59 to break out from the morning high 648.87 to then bring the first major resistance level at 657.97 into play. Going to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from 650 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, we've got the second major resistance level at 677.96 and resistance at 680 to cap any upside on the day. A fall through the pivot level, we bring the first major support level at 599.60 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of sub 590. Second major support level sits at 561.22. Looking at the MACD, we're also seeing a slight narrowing of the bullish histograms, but nothing suggestive of a bearish move. On the EMAs, we're seeing the 50 pull away from the 100 and the 200, suggestive and supportive of this morning's upside. So keep through the early part of the day, avoid a fall through the pivot, break out from the morning high 648.87 through to 650s to bring resistance levels into play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, it's bearish start to the morning here. Choppy though. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid the pivot at 88.25 to take a run at the first major resistance level, saying at 98.07. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin's breakout from the morning high 94.39 and through to 95 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and the 62% fib at 100 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, we've got the second major resistance level sitting at 103.12 and resistance at 105 to cap any upside on the day. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 83.20 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of sub 80. Second major support level sits at 73.38. Looking at the MACD, we've got a narrowing of the bullish histograms, but nothing suggestive of a bearish day ahead. On the EMAs, we're again seeing the 50 pull away from the 100 and the 200, supporting upside through the morning. Key through the early part of the day, avoid a fall through the pivot, break through the morning high to 955 levels to then bring resistance levels into play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, also choppy start to the morning. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid a fall through the 38.2% fib at 0.5285 and the pivot level at 0.5275 to support a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 0.6176. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 0.60 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and the 23.6% fib to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, got resistance at 0.65 to cap any upside on the day. Second major resistance level sits at 0.6652. A fall through the 38.2% fib and pivot at 0.5275 would bring the first major support level at 0.4799 into play. Buying an extended sell-off through the day, expect Ripple's XRP to steer well clear of sub 0.40 levels. Second major support level sits at 0.3897. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a widening of the bullish histograms this morning, supporting further upside through the morning. On the EMAs, we're also seeing the 50 close in on the 100 and narrow on the 200, suggestive of further upside through the day. So key through the early part of the morning would be to avoid a fall through the 38.2% fib and pivot, break through the morning high and through to 0.6 levels to then bring resistance levels into play.